Hello and welcome to the Arsenal Bite Size Podcast. I'm your host, Clayton, and what another weekend it was for the Arsenal. It's 9 p.m. UK time, and I think this gets a very deserved good evening because our friend Mr. Unai done us a solid. Uncle Mike, how you doing? When should I book my flight back from the US for the parade?
Well, we were just discussing it, weren't we, backstage, and I said February. Half term might be nice, but I think you should leave it till Easter because the weather's a bit better.
So I asked you before we went live, when's the earliest a Premier League title has ever been won? I've got the answers now. Do you know them?
I reckon March.
Do you know who or what?
United.
What season? I mean,
weren't 99.
You're close.
2000.
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah,
play.
That's when we capitulated after running them so close in 99 by the 1 point, and we had a nightmare season in 2000.
So this is a ChatGPT job, so it may be wrong, but it says the earliest date a team's clinched the league was the 14th of April, which was that Man United team 2000-2001. But in terms of games remaining, the record was Liverpool in that COVID season when they won it with 7 games left. So,
wow. That's big talk, mate. That's big talk. I mean, I'm feeling it. I can't deny it. I'm feeling it, but I was walking around work today with an office full of very happy United fans, and it was really nice actually because they're all just funny how football works, isn't it? Is they're all like buzzing for me, because
why? Because it's not City or Liverpool.
It's not City or Liverpool, and it's not as much as the hatred is there when on the match day and the pre of the game or whatever. There was definitely they want us to win it with a grudging respect. We haven't done it. We haven't got 115 charges against us. We're not Scousers. I think it's the lesser of two evils, isn't it? They don't want Liverpool to win 21. They don't want City to rub it in their nose for another year. But according to them, they're in a title charge. So
I do think a lot of the kind of hold your horses and stuff is driven from kind of past traumas as opposed to anything that is actually concerning with what we're seeing, because even the bookies and all the spread markets, have you seen what a lot of them have got us?
A
lot of them have they've got us forecasted to win it by 10 points.
I was just going to say that 84 points, it's gone up a point, hasn't it, this game week? So we've gone from 83 to 84, I think, or 82 to 83. Liverpool have gone down a point, and so have City.
Yeah, and my thing with them is
72, 73. But I remember at the start of the season, I did look at Scott Willis's predictions, who I always keep an eye on them every week, and he's got us at about 65% now. And at the start of the season, he was looking at I said something like it was an 80-point season, and you was quite dumbfounded at that, how low that would be, because that's a very low target for a points total for champions, isn't it? It's not being that low because our thing every season is pitch to about 84 points and then see where you are within about 5-point gap from there. And if you get into 84 points, which we're confident that we can do with Arteta every season, we're in with a shout. So, I'm just all I'm saying is, I mean, I'm walking around work today and they're crowning us champions, mate. And I'm like, oh well, I don't know how I feel about this. The Liverpool fans, they had their phones on silent.
Yep.
No airplane mode, no eye contact, working from home. And I didn't see many of them. City fans, they're all right, but they were, that's a big shock.
Did I tell you about this bet I've got with my Liverpool supporting friend?
Is it 500 quid?
Times 4. So,
oh, no way.
Well, and he sometimes, when Arsenal are not doing well, he'll join in the chat. So you may have heard of him before. His name's Tev. He's a Liverpool.
Yes.
He'll join in every now and then. About a month or so ago, I think it was after we played them, he joined us live in the chat. Was like, your manager's shit, this, that. So my bet with my good friend Tevin in the summer was, I said I think Arsenal are going to win the Premier League. And he was like, if that happens, I'll give you £2,000. I was like, okay. I was like, let's shake on it. Let's put it in writing. We didn't put it in writing, but we shook on it. And like a good handshake with an old pal goes a long way. Obviously, if it was to happen, I wouldn't accept £2,000 from that.
But just go a grand. Just go a grand.
Yeah.
Pay for that flight in Easter, mate.
Yeah, but 2 weekends ago, I forget the sequence of the weekends because like we've had a couple bumper weekends, haven't we? Where like everyone else has dropped points. So obviously this weekend, Liverpool lost to Brentford, City lost to Villa. I forgot what was the other Carlsberg weekend we had.
It was City, Liverpool losing to United.
Yeah, and what did City just win? And I wasn't really taking them seriously.
Yeah, I think City, because there was. I remember I said they were the 9-game unbeaten run.
Yeah, so I think it was maybe just the focus was on Liverpool.
The focus was on Liverpool. I think Chelsea also lost. I think Spurs might have lost. It was one of those where the only one that didn't lose was the City. So we've really got the benefit of those 2 weekends, haven't we?
Yeah, but yeah, either way, that first weekend where they lost to Man United, I obviously put something in the group chat, didn't I? Like, oh, get the ink ready, son. Got to write a check. And he comes out with the old excuses like da. This weekend, I'm like, come on, son. It's Liverpool have lost to Brentford, City have lost to Villa, so we're literally. We're 7 points clear of them at the minute? I know we're 4 clear of Bournemouth, but like, are we 7 of them?
7,
so I was like, we're 7 clear of you now. Get that check ready, and of course the excuses have come out. Like I was joking, this, that. So I hope he's tuning into this one. I don't think he will be, but
I think you need to clip it up and send it to him.
I will absolutely be doing it. But before we get into the game, I mean, I've got to say this game wasn't a thriller at all. Like just. If Carlsberg did weekends, fuck me. Outrageous. What a swing.
It's considering that if we'd lost to Newcastle, it was an 8-point swing. And that was 4 weeks ago. So it's huge. And this is exactly what we needed, what we wanted was to turn those. We know that this game could easily have been a draw. How many of you look back in the last? Well, all of those bogey teams that we keep
Fulham, West Ham, Newcastle, Palace,
all of those, that they were all draws or losses last year. So the only negative of that was obviously the points we dropped against City rather than winning like we did last year. But how important does that Martinelli goal feel right now? My brother said that to me in the group text the other day, and it was such a good point, was that you've got, because it stopped them. You know, there were 2 points more. And I was talking to a City fan today, and they're relishing hunting us down. Do not get that wrong. They are relishing hunting us down.
Well, right? I don't know any City fans. Are they confident?
Yeah, because they've done it. They've seen us. They've seen us crack. They've seen us bottle, but they have acknowledged that we do look a different outfit.
I think that's where my confidence comes from. I know the wiser heads are telling me to like rein it in. Like I was born in '95, so I haven't done the mileage compared to others. But this team, like, because I think historically I would be like, dudes, it's game week 9, game week 10, chill the fuck out. Like it's a long old season, but this team, we have not even clicked in attack. Like when Havertz comes back, Madueke's there. Like the effect that will have on the freshness of Saka, Gyökeres, Jesus to throw in. Like I think the attack's got another level to go to, and I'm thinking there will be a period where we drop points, but I don't think it will be a catastrophic one. I think it will just be not going to be the odd expected loss here and the odd draw here. It's not going to be a sequence of 3 to 5 games. No,
it's not going to be 3 out of 3. Look, I can't see it being 3 losses. I mean, the only. I really have to caveat this because of all of this talk. I'm still really concerned about injuries.
Yeah, and that's something that I don't think that's something I or we can control. So I'm kind of talking on like, assuming we have a relatively normal season, I think we're equipped to deal with it. If we have a catastrophic injury season, then I'll be like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, it's just you can't the only sort of significant thing of the game were those three or four injuries, weren't they? That and on varying degrees of doubt. Rice seemed to be in the first half. He ran it off. I believe Saliba was a clash with Gabriel in a challenge. What that was? Yeah, in the 9th minute. When Mateta went through. Yeah. He went through and done that sliding challenge, and he caught Saliba. There was a bit of entanglement there, and that was because Arteta referenced that it was two things. There was So that could be one of them, but he was definitely limping coming in the tunnel. So that's my concern. But as you say, yesterday. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was a Madueke game for me, wasn't it?
For sure.
To break down, and that's what I believe. What you're saying is, and I feel the same, is that we are in second gear, and we've got so much more to build on this absolutely brilliant foundation that we're rolling out week after week in front of the governor, George Graham. Sitting there, looking down like a proud dad, going, "Go on, boys! Sure. This is the Arsenal, mate. This is 1-0 to the Arsenal. Fuck everyone else. Fuck all your shit about your set pieces. Fuck off. We're the Arsenal. We'll do it 1-0. We'll do it ugly. If you want to come and play us, we'll smash you 5-0. It's up to you." So, it was just nice to really grind it out. And I don't know how there's not much to talk about within the game. It was very gritty, as they say up north. It was, our first touch, we didn't have a touch or a shot till the 34th minute.
Mate, it's the first game I've been able to like fully sit down, enjoy, watch the build up and stuff. And I was like, fucking hell, what is this? I think I really felt that. I'll just kind of be honest with where my head was at during the periods of the game, because I don't think this is one to go incident by incident, and the stats kind of prove that. Like, so as always, we've got the stuff from Mark StatSpot on the screen. The XG was 0.69 to 0.29. Our threat was 1.49 to 1.04. Possession 59 to 41. Field tilt, this says it all. We were 54 to their 46. So like they were really well organized in what they were doing. But I felt that, I know he got the goal, but I feel like it was really hard to consistently find Eze between the lines. But when we did get there, he turned, took it well, was driving through, and then the final action was missing. But one little nuance point that I thought structurally we were doing slightly wrong was where Palace line up with that bank of 5, and then the 2 in front, so like Wharton and Kamada, and the Sarr and Pino tucking really narrow. Like, I didn't think this was a game in possession to have Rice in parallel with Zubimendi. I think this was a game where you needed a Zubimendi deeper, and then you have 2 people between the lines, whether it's an Eze and a Rice, or I don't know, if Rice is coming in deeper, can we do the funky shit where Calafiori goes it out wide and Trossard comes in narrow and creates that box? So I thought structurally we weren't getting that correct on the ball, but if I had to hazard a guess why we were doing that, it's because he was so aware of, like, when you saw it, when they retained the ball, they broke so fast. So I think that was a bit of chicken and egg, but like, that's nitpicking. I think when we did find Eze, I was quite impressed with how he turned, went for it. I did think he was losing, not confidence, but like he almost, there was one failed action where he kind of put his arms in the air, looked a bit frustrated. So I was over the moon for him that he got his goal, because no one remembers those little details. But yeah, the first 30 minutes wasn't pretty, was it?
It was a tough watch. Let's say it what it is. It was a tough watch, but it's a watch that you just got to grind out, knowing that, we've been there before. We've watched 90 minutes of that shite, against a team that wants to play like that. And you've got to put it to Palace. They're an extremely well coached team.
So good.
They've got the game plan. They have no fear. They'll whack you on the chin. They don't give a shit. So I would just have to give respect to them. We
to do that out. Especially like we said on Friday. They played Thursday night as well, right?
Yeah. So very, very good team, and they'll be taking a lot of points off a lot of teams this season and causing quite a lot of shocks. So good luck to a good set of fans as well. Love to see the reception they gave to Eze. That's how he should do it.
I couldn't really pick up on that much.
Yeah, there was. You could see it. There was not. It wasn't like a standing ovation, but there wasn't like West Ham vibes, man.
Sure.
It was like plenty of people were giving the clapping him before and after, and there wasn't he handled it the right way, didn't he? So there's no reason for them to give him any shit. But I was very, very pleased for him to get that goal, and that's a sort of magic that we brought him for. I was concerned. I think it's one. If you watched it again, knowing it's 1-0 when he's going to score that goal, and just said Eze Cam, I think you'd get quite a lot out of watching him adjust to how we're trying to play him in, because he's a totally different player to Odegaard.
Yeah.
In that
thought this was an Odegaard game. I thought
exactly.
Like when I speak about the players between the lines, this was one for Eze and Odegaard in there.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what. And again, it's the frustration of being robbed from that, from seeing that. And there's so much that as fans that is there waiting for us to come, that we've just got to keep building these points up until we can get to that time that you can play both of them at the same time. You can rotate between Havertz and Gyökeres. Saka was off form on Saturday. So, and we know why, because he was ill before the game. So, but that's where you can bring on a Madueke. Are you a bit concerned about why Ethan's not getting any minutes at all? Do you think something's gone on behind?
No, I'm not concerned. Well, what makes you say?
As in, I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but there's a lot of players getting minutes before him.
I've got to say, when like that comment I made about the structure, I did say in a group chat I mean that if the longer it stayed 0-0, that was a game for me to get Ethan on as well as Eze, like have them both between I don't know who it would have been for, like whether it's Rice or Zubimendi, or take Trossard off, put Eze out there instead. I don't know, but I just thought we needed two kind of pocket players in there, and I thought Ethan, there was a couple of games last season where he came in against like your Leicester and
then stuff. Straight away whacked it in to score.
So,
he's on that hot streak, and I'm not. I mean, I think we'll play
tomorrow,
Wednesday. Wednesday, so we can get to that. But I was just sort of observed over the last few games. You look at him; he's always never, game state and all that. But Dowman's getting on in front of him. There's Martinelli coming on to play on the right wing.
I think the next 3 games we will see a lot of coverage of minutes, in the sense of like people either starting the game or coming on as subs, like through the likes of Brighton in the Cup, Burnley in the league, and then Slavia Prague. I think there'll be a lot of exposure for a lot of players. And I think the likes of Ethan will probably get a decent amount of minutes across those 3. Like I think he'll start on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think he'll start Slavia. Oh, it's so early to say that. I think he'll get decent coverage of minutes over the next few years. So, no, I'm not concerned. But I see where you're coming from, though. I think he's just managing it in chunks at the minute.
Maybe. I just hope there's not. But I think Arteta is not the type of guy that if you have got like attitudes, I'm not saying if he's not knuckling down in training, which is just a total me putting a theory there, then would he even include him in the squad? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not. It's all or nothing with him. So maybe it's just me thinking, what, 2 and 2 plus 5. It was.
This is very separate to this, and it's not Nwaneri, but we spoke about doing a pod about like opportunistic selling. I've got a fucking outrageous one that's you're gonna give you a slap the next time you see me.
I'm going to try and work it out. I'll write the name in an envelope and reveal at the same time and see if
you are going to give me a fucking left hook when you hear this one.
Oh dear, I don't know if I like the sound of this, man. I'm not even guessing now.
But no, it's not Nwaneri. And
I was just going to say, no. Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm not concerned. But yeah, I get where you're coming from on it. But I don't know, like going back to the game, it wasn't a thriller. And as much as I do want to stress, as much as Palace didn't have a shot on target until Hincapié's header, I did feel nervous about them in periods. Like Munoz was bombing down the right. We were very sloppy with our passing, I thought. Like, I forgot who it was. I think Zubimendi
done about three. No, he done about 3 or 4, didn't he? But that's the risk and reward, isn't it, with that type of player? You had the same with Partey. It's just the way that we play, and we've got to accept that that's, But I think it was more noticeable. But possibly because of the Palace press was so intense that they are a very well-oiled machine to break you down and get into you. So, and we they was almost sitting there waiting for the mistakes, and I think Timber gave it away a couple once, and
I know we're talking about giving it away, but that thing he did when he was surrounded by 4 players, fucking hell. You know, when I say he's like a number 10, like that, that's what I've never got the whole thing. I've never got the thing about he's not as good an attack as Ben White. I think he's literally a number 10 the way he moves.
He's showing different stuff every single week. He's going to like almost a different level. That you're seeing. I haven't seen that before. That level of fancy footwork from him. We've seen he's got it, but not pirouettes, mate. Not pirouettes for doing nuts at the same time.
I was worried about his ACL. I was like, leave it.
Yeah, it would be so typical, wouldn't it, that he does it doing something like that. So, shall we talk about the cart horse?
Yeah, go for it.
There was plenty of references to cart horse going around in group chats on Saturday or Sunday, believe me. So,
for anyone that isn't aware, do you want to just?
Well, we've got a thing. My mate Doms, he's like Gyökeres. He calls him the cart horse, and I would say, well, it's definitely more cart than horse on Sunday. But are we being a bit unfair? I mean, I really don't want to be guilty of keep explaining away his hard work, because we do need G's and A's. But I always go back to, I just think the guy needs a rest. I think we cannot play him on Wednesday. Surely not.
That run at the end summed up his fatigue for me. He should have maybe run towards the channel. He clearly wants a goal. He starts running inside, and it just for anyone that's played themselves, you can recognize a tired pass from anywhere, and that was the most exhausted pass I've ever seen.
But he's given us 90 minutes every game, 8th game in 24 days or whatever, 90 minutes. So I have to put that. But you can look at now. The debate is raging again. It goes back to the Šeško.
I've seen a lot of. I didn't watch Man United against Brighton, but I've seen a lot of things on Twitter. I saw a 45. We picked the wrong one. That.
Mate, no. I saw there was a 45-second comp going around. 45 fucking seconds, right? Of Šeško, right? 10 seconds was of him celebrating a goal with his teammates. So now we're down to 35 seconds, and it was just. Right, won a couple of headers. I mean, like, that fan base is starving, mate. That's a hungry dog of a fan base that have standards are so low that they're accepting a little flick and a little trick here as these are next superstar. So that debate will rage all season. I will put money on Šeško could not have started 8 games in 24 days and played 90 minutes.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
He has not got the minerals for that. He's not got the mentality for that. Absolutely no chance. And we've got a warrior. We've got a battering ram. We're winning. It's papering over cracks.
I've got to say, my 2 pence on it is I will be very forgiving of Gyökeres as long as we're winning, because I do think we're not going to see the best of him until he's got an alternative in Havertz to freshen him up. But I've got to say, as soon as there's a game where we fall short and he hasn't maybe met the standard, I think that's where my eyes will go on him. I think right now, like you say, papering over the cracks is probably the best thing. I feel for him in the sense of what was it you just said? 8 games in 24 days or
24
something.
days,
that is outrageous. And the way he plays, it's very intense. But I've made it clear what I think about him technically. I don't think he's the best number 9 around, but I think he can absolutely play a part in what we're trying to do. And right now, I don't know, it's like games like this last year that we weren't winning, right? We already spoke about that. So for me, it's just like we've gone there. Sorry, we went to Fulham, we won there. We hosted Palace, we won. Hosted West Ham, I know they're shite, but they beat us 2 years in a row at home, won. And it's like, as long as we're doing that, I don't think he's an issue. But I do think there is a game that may happen where we're not clicking, we don't quite get the result, and all eyes go on him, because these are the games that we all told ourselves, oh, that's the game that your number 9 Gyökeres is going to come in and get you over the line. So if he's not doing that, then we have to see.
I do think though we have to remember also he's a £55 million signing, right? Who allowed us, because now this is the big, the big debate at the moment is who had the better summer. You had the Liverpool fans celebrating their summer, and we sort of went the squad option, didn't we? Or we bulked out over the squad,
and how glad are we that we've done that right now?
Definitely. And then you look at that, and then you could have gone. A lot of fans would have been happy if you said at the start of the summer, I can give you Isaac and say a Mosquera, right? And that's it. That's your, because Mick has to buy a defender, right? So it's Isaac and a defender, right? And with all the carnival and circus and jeopardy that you would have had trying to prize Isaac out of that football club against Liverpool up until the last day, and then potentially losing out, or you bulk out your squad. So that's why I'm giving Gyökeres a bit of a pass, because he's not a 95 million Etike signing, who that you spend big money on. Or even a Voltemard. He's 20 mil more. So if you said to me, you've got Gyökeres and an Eze and a Hincapié, and a Madueke, because he's in that price bracket, that's why I'm judging him on his output. He's not £100 million superstar. And then I've got no doubts, if we win the league this year, I could see him being moved on in a year or two. Or he becomes a third striker, and maybe Havertz is the one that you're going to tell me that you'd sell next year.
And you sell him to a German. I love him.
You sell him to a German team when you've won the double, and then you get some money, and then you've got a big striker that will come in who is your 100 million, and Gyökeres is just a squad player that's your battering ram, and he's happy to be at Arsenal. So I think he has to be judged on he's not £130 million superstar. He is doing a job for this football club. Do I want to see more goals? Yes, but I would have, in a parallel world, we're seeing 30 minutes one week, 60 minutes the other week, 30, and then I'd judge him.
That's my frustration, that we haven't got that parallel world, because I believe in that parallel world. He'd be, I'd say, flying. I believe a fresh and fit Gyökeres playing with those runs, system,
with those runs, just making them over and over again. I mean, imagine bringing him on. So you've had Havertz batter Palace for half an hour, and in the last 30 minutes, you're bringing on Gyökeres to just make those runs and say, right, you're going to batter these as well, but you're going to do it in a different way with a Madueke or whatever. So
it's just hard, isn't it? Because I feel like it's what I have almost made peace with it in my head of I don't think I'm going to see the best of him until Havertz is back. And it's not that Havertz is going to displace him. I just think Havertz will help him be the freshest possible.
Compliment him,
but it's almost like as each week goes, people's tolerance levels limit, right? So it's like I think that's almost the thing. But as long as our football team's winning, I don't think people are going to give a shit.
And we know it. We know it. The fans in not this, just dismissing online fans, but the fans in the stadium back him, and because they're seeing the output, they're seeing the workload, they're seeing him put 90 in, they're seeing him still trying to do those runs in the last 5 minutes of the game, still putting it all in with his heart. So I would love to see more goals. I still believe they will come, but I just want to see a few more shots being ripped off, and I think the fatigue is playing into that a little bit, where he just needs to rip them shots off a little bit more. But I think I've still got no concerns.
One thing we said, obviously, we were happy Eze got his goal. I don't think we actually spoke about what a bloody good goal it was.
Yeah.
I mean, he tried that against Atletico, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that was the one that kind of ricocheted in towards Gyökeres. And
it was sort of similar to the one, he's sort of the one he scored against us. He sort of hit it into the ground, didn't he? And then it sort of bounced up. So he's got, that's what we paid the money for. As I said earlier, it's the sprinkle of magic that we didn't have last year. It's who else would have done that in that position?
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's moments like that we just haven't really had. Right?
He's a moments player, isn't he? He's a moments player. And that's a difference between him and Odegaard, where he's a moments. He's not. You're going to look at him and you're going to be frustrated with sometimes with his off the ball work and giving away a sloppy ball, because at Palace that can be covered. They can cover that very quickly. It's all about him. Us, it looks a little bit out of place when that happens, because you've seen it so well tuned every pass, but we don't want it to be like that. We want that little bit, and just it's what you said, is the ability to take the ball, turn, face, and go. That's what we want. That's what we want, that little bit of spark. That's what's going to break these teams down. But it's the risk and reward. He will give away a couple of balls, and so
I think my annoyance, which is probably the wrong word, I just can't think of an alternative, was just the passes where he lost it didn't even feel like they were outrageous attempts to try and split lines. They just felt like not lazy, but just like I don't know, lapses of concentration, which like the one to Saka on the right, where he just completely missed it. So like that's where my frustration was coming from. But again, it's like, me, I don't like to be driven by outcome, but fundamentally when the performance is the way it is, I don't care. Like I've got no concerns over us long term. So he is the guy that's been brought in for things like this, to give the extra 2 points that we would consistently drop over the last few years. I've said so many times, we're so well structured, but we don't have individual brilliance, and that's the exact sort of thing, right?
It's exactly that. You win. Sometimes you win leagues by a player like that, and I'm not saying this is what he's done, but they kind of float about. I mean, Salah. How many times have you seen Salah have a very, very quiet game, and then he just gets a chance, bang, done.
Yeah,
and exactly what he's
done.
Half
of his career.
The goal against Brentford, and that's the sort of player I think Eze is that he's never gonna, in this Arsenal team, run the show like an Odegaard. He's never going to run it. He'll run it in his own way. He'll be the connector, the drifter, but he's not going to run it in an Odegaard way. But he will take those moments of magic, like the goals he scored it for Palace, like the goal for that, and it was not many players scored their first ever goal for their club against their old club.
Well, league goal. Port Vale got
league goal.
The mighty Port Vale.
Yeah.
But no, it's true. He did do his little celebration and look up to the big man upstairs. But he's just he just feels like a bit of a relaxed guy in general, doesn't he? He doesn't. I think Arteta kind of hinted at that when they asked him in his presser, like, "Did you notice anything different?" And he was like, "No, he's just the same." Like he's got chilled. A bit of the nonchalant about him, don't he?
Yeah, but that's he's he's very wholesome character, and I love
sure.
him. And I love him being in our squad. And I saw some training pictures in the week. Gabriel Heinze, man, is a fucking lunatic.
Well, yeah, you're talking about one wholesome player to a not so wholesome coach. Fucking hell, he's
mate. Have you seen the pictures when he's chasing Arteta around the training ground? And then there was one where Rice and Eze looked like they had a really, really good relationship. They're just like cracking up, and the others are sort of just looking at them, thinking, "What are you?" They're like the two naughty school kids. You can see that, but Heinze, man. I can see you can see his influence in this defense this year. I think you've gone from Carlos Cueto to the arm around the shoulder kind of guy. Listen, guys, I'll be your best friend and whatever. Now you've got some Argentinian lunatic who's coming in, or you fucking CUNT, or you're and it's driving them to Fergie used to do it. He'd always bring in a coach every couple of years to just freshen it up. It's not a bad thing. And this guy's a winner. And Mosquera referenced it, didn't he? In an interview. In an interview, he said, "Oh, how are you getting on at Arsenal?" And then he said, "Yeah, how do you feel to be part of this defence?" And he said, "Yeah, you got Gabriel Heinze, Argentinian," and it's almost like the reference is they know about defending. The South American mate, they know about defending. So, and talking about that, Hincapié, it was nice to see him come on.
What did you think of his cameo? Jesus.
He's going to be an asset to this club. He is going to be.
I'm so intrigued. Like you know me.
You're so curious as to what. Yeah. What's he about? What is the plan?
Because like we got him, Miles, Calafiori. I'm so intrigued. I think there's depth, and then there's like hoarding, and I feel like Arteta loves it in that area.
It's the mandatory left back that he has to get every season.
Because then we went to the old back five as well, didn't we?
Yeah, get the old Rob Holding spirit, the spirit of Rob on going for the back five. So and why not? It was. I think we needed to, didn't we?
Yeah.
We needed to. We need to, because what we've done in the past, we've got to that stage and then you throw away a sloppy goal. I mean, look at when we was at Fulham, we was 1-0 up. Was it last year or the year before? And then we lost 2-1. Soft goal, it was just shite like that. So it's good. 5 clean sheets in a row, mate. This is sincere.
And like
conceded one shot in October.
And I think that this game for me, again, I mean, there's been many games where this kind of epitomizes the strength of the squad, but like Saliba supposedly has a knock. It's like, okay, fine, just take him off, get Mosquera on. Saka's clearly not at the races. Fine, take him off. Martinelli comes on. Calafiori and Rice, I think you said, were both potentially got issues. Okay, Hincapié, Marino comes on, and then a tactical one, Lewis Skelly on for Eze. And it's like that depth is just outrageous.
I didn't even know Saliba had gone off at half time. It took me 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I think I was doing something at half time, and then suddenly I've come back in and I was like watching. I'm like, hang on.
So I wasn't sure.
Where's Saliba?
Do you remember there was one moment in the game where the ball comes over, he lets it bounce, and I think Saliba's really. I think he's really got a bozo moment in him. I don't think he's as technically clean as people make out. And the ball.
Gabriel's a better defender.
Oh, that's not even a question. I think Gabriel's a better ball progressor as well, which I think is
really.
Probably,
well, he had the most touches in this game, didn't he? He had the most touches. So Gabriel,
all right.
Most touches, most passes.
I don't think. This isn't a criticism. It's just an observation. I don't think Saliba is as outrageously good on the ball as people make out. I think a lot of his are easy air quote passes out to the right back and kind of around the person pressing him into the channels. And
I'm not sure. I think that's a bit harsh.
Possibly. I think it's just even on the ball.
I think they're brave.
They're very brave
passes.
He
comes out with it. There's how many times I've seen it, and he's very. I think he'll play a pass, and I feel sometimes it's like, oh,
A little bit. I think, they're brave in the sense of I think they're quite often into a player that's running towards us that has a player on them rather than like these splitting 3-4 lines here and there. But like, I don't know, on the ball, I do think he's technically a bit clumsy. And like where I was going with that sub anyway, there was a moment in the first half where the ball comes over, he kind of misjudges it. I think he tries to kick it back, mishits it, Mateta gets it. I was almost thinking like Arteta is so sick in the head. Was it because of that? But then it came out about the injury and stuff. And again, like I wasn't criticizing him there. I do think there are more developmental areas in his game than I see the perception of him amongst our fan base, in my opinion.
Yeah, but isn't it?
I don't think he's as complete as we all make out, basically.
No, but I just think though. I mean, we talk about Gabriel. Look at him. The progress that he's made since he first came.
For sure.
He 27 million pounds. I think he cost.
Yep.
He was rash. He was getting red cards, giving away penalties, the highlight. I remember a game at Liverpool where he was on the halfway line and he totally fucked it and it sort of gone over his head, and then Xhaka had to run back and Xhaka then had to give away a penalty, and I think he might have even got sent off. But it was a very rash. So he was very rash. Wasn't particularly good at passing. Wasn't particularly good at he's rounded his game, and that you've got to give credit.
He's one of the best.
Give credit to Arteta on that, and the coaching staff, because the job that they've done with not only him, but we're talking about him. I just think is unbelievable. And now Carragher's last night is proclaiming him as the most influential player in the Premier League at the moment.
Say that again.
Carragher is proclaiming that Gabriel is the most influential player, not best, most influential player in the league at the moment with his.
Yeah, you can't.
It's a little dig with the set pieces, because he is influential.
I take that as a compliment
in both ends. So it's we do not want him anything to. I think if we'd had him fit last year, we win the Champions League.
Oh yeah,
as good as well. I say that, but that attack was still piss poor. But I don't think just him with set pieces, I think, could have won us the Champions League.
The thing that gets me, like, just how good he is. The movement he does every corner is the same, but it's unstoppable. He goes ever so slightly one way and then thinks and sprints the other, and it's like it's so predictable. You know what's happening, but you can't stop it like that.
Yeah.
I can't explain how unstoppable that is when you know what's going to happen, like how talented that is to be able to do that. Like if you know what's happening and you can't stop it, that is just a freak level of talent, execution. I don't know what.
But it's starting. I know I shouldn't let it, but it's starting to, the narrative over here at the moment, I'm not if you're getting it over there, is
I've been a bit more tuned into the socials this week, so
you've got matched
and all of that.
Yeah, all league tables with open play goals and set piece, and everyone.
Does Eze's goal count as a set piece one?
Yeah,
it does.
Same as Zubimendi's. When it came, that was from a banger. It was from a corner. But it's I don't really care, but they will always find something for us where they will never ever be happy. I mean, I've already seen anti-football. It's Arsenal's fault. They started this trend. All of this nonsense about now it's it's a poor league. Everyone's piss poor. It's all boring football. But the moment we get sort of good, that it's all our fault, and I not that I will give a flying fuck, but when we win the league, it will be tarnished.
Oh, he said it. He said it.
I didn't say what year.
The mask has slipped.
It's the witching hour. I'm getting fruity. It's it will be tarnished. So
I don't know. So
we've got to earn that. We've got to get there first, but it depends on how. what we believe, what I think we both know is that this attack is going to get better.
That's where I was going to say. I don't fully buy into the thing. It will be tarnished because I think there will be a period in the season where
3 or 4s,
3-0, 4-0,
empty stadiums again.
Yeah, and I think there's still a long way to go for people to change their minds on us.
Yeah,
and I think this is us right now. We've been efficient. We've been gritty. We've put the points on the board with a limited attack.
Yeah,
I think this period in the season is going to come where it's free flowing. He can chop and change whatever he wants, and hopefully we've got a sustained period where everyone's available, and that just kind of not. You're right. It doesn't matter what people think, but it would be nice to just win a league and have no bullshit and no narratives and stuff, which is probably impossible. But I do think there will be a period in the season where it's 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, open play, the proper nice football. And I think that feeds my confidence in why I think we will go the distance.
Agreed, mate.
Do you want to talk Brighton?
Yeah.
Right. So I got no.
I think we can all agree. We can agree. It is quite. It's simple, and then it gets tough for me. So if you start your defense
before we even go into what you think the team will be, how important is this game for you? How are you ranking the Brighton game, the Burnley game, the Slavia Prague game, the Sunderland game, the next four before the international break?
We're only going to get judged if we will only get praise if we win the league and win the Champions League, right? So
only if
we will only get if we win this Tim Pot League Cup, no one's going to say we've had a good season. It will put the dimmer from 10 to 9. It will just go a little bit, but not for long. It'll be that's all you've won.
Yeah.
You almost like, well, we went out in the first round. The Sunderland and the Burnley games are huge. This is the time to build the buffer.
Yeah.
So, but I'm very wary of momentum killers. Arteta doesn't do momentum killers, right? But I do not want anyone to be risked in this game that doesn't have to be risked. And the thing is, you're going to have to play an Eze.
I think for this one, we do what you and I would pick versus what we think he will do.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I agree.
I know what you're it's 2 changes and that's it.
No. But okay, so what I would do is I would change the whole back 5. It would be Kepa, White, Mosquera.
I think he will. I think he will do that.
Miles.
I think he will do that.
He's
got to.
I think.
He's not going. He's not going to play Saliba, right? That's done. That's why, man. No, you got. If he hasn't learned from that, then sack him. You know what I mean? Seriously. But you can't. You cannot risk Saliba if he's got any. He's telling us yesterday he's got to come off for 2 reasons, right? And you're going to play him against Brighton in a meaningless.
Okay, bad example. I think just more to me, I know he's never had this level of depth available, but I've never seen him change a whole unit.
No, true.
And it's just because I've never seen it. That's all. I would do it, and I think they're all good enough. It's just that is he actually going to do that?
You're right. Yeah. So then does he? Yeah, you're right. But okay. So Kepa, Benny White, yeah, and this is what I think he might as well, right? So Kepa, Ben White, Mosquera, to cover Saliba.
Gabriel obviously was a doubt, so Hincapié,
So, but then then do you do say Calafiori?
But I don't know because you said he was one of the names that was mentioned.
Yeah, he was as well. So
maybe it's self-explanatory and I'm overthinking it.
Yeah, it's tough because I would love to change the. I would love to change the whole. Then you have Norgard in front. Then it gets tricky, right? Because of the options are not.
I think because of Gyökeres, Marino has to play up front, or do you put a Trossard there?
So so your options are okay. Let's work through them. You don't want to play
depth, don't we?
Yeah, you don't want to play. Well, you don't want to play Zubimendi, right? So you're playing Norgard.
He can't play Slavia Prague next Tuesday.
Yeah, well, maybe he will play then. But then Norgard. But then you're going to play Norgard. That's a stodgy man. If you're playing Norgard as well, you'd have to play Zubimendi to get any sort of form of creativity. If you play Norgard's not. We could probably do a job there, but as a left 8 or unless you or right 8.
No. I think Norgard's only going to play as a 6, unless it's like a conventional double pivot in there.
Double pivot.
Zubimendi, Norgard. Eze plays as like a conventional 10 in there. Nwaneri on the right. I do think Nwaneri will play on the right.
And then I think maybe Martinelli gets a game because he didn't start, did he? So
the reason my concerns on. I think Arteta is going to take this game very seriously. Like I think it will sound
strongest team.
But I genuinely think he's trying to win all 4, and I think he believes he can do it. I'm not saying I think we're going to do that, even though I've got money on it. But I genuinely believe in his heart he believes he can do that. And so, like, if I'm thinking, we know he goes into so much detail on the connections, the relationships, this, that. If Norgard is the anchor in the team, you need a ball progressor next to him because he is not a ball progressor.
No,
so I'm thinking Ben White isn't someone that typically goes inside, even though he did that for a little period. Miles can do that. So maybe it will be a Miles that starts there. But if it's Norgard and Zubimendi, you're playing them as a conventional 2. Like what Rice was doing for prolonged periods against Palace was in front of them. It wasn't between the lines. Norgard could do that. And just be there and have Zubimendi distributing. Eze was more in the conventional 10. So that's where I'm at with it. I just think Zubimendi, I wouldn't be surprised to see him start the game and maybe come off. Just because, that Slavia Prague, that's a full 90 where he's kind of on the sofa.
Yeah, true.
So, and I just think that's one additional player you can play who I don't think looks fatigued or I have any physical concerns on that could add a lot of value to the cohesion of the whole unit.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But that's what I do.
And then you're not... Saka, would you play? No?
No, fuck no.
Well, I do not want to see him anywhere near. I don't even want him to see getting on.
I wouldn't be angry if he's on the bench and, like, worst case scenario, we need him for 20 minutes. Like, I don't think 20 minutes is going to kill anyone, but
no, true.
I wouldn't want him starting at all.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think it's one of those you're going to look at it and you say, yeah, I can see why Arteta's done that. There's probably 3 changes. 4 max.
This is what, let's go for it. Let's do the you do what you would do, and then you say what you think Arteta will do, and then I'll do mine.
I would just go. I would literally. I'm not even gonna. I would just rest everyone I could. I'd play kids. I'd fuck them. Just.
Would you start Dalman, Nwaneri together? Go for it. Go on. Run us through your keeper to striker. What you do? Go on. You got the call up.
I'm going Kepa, White, Mosquera. I mean, this team are not going to they ain't going to win anything, mate. I'm just putting bodies out. You know what I mean? I'm just filling names. I'm not even thinking this player goes with this player and you're getting all, and he can cut inside. I'm just filling 11. It's not even worth me saying it. I'm just filling 11 names to rest all the big boys, and it could be the stodgiest thing you've ever seen in your life. So you take it from here, and you tell me what you would do.
No, I want to hear what your 11. I want to hear what your 11 players are at least. Like you don't have to justify the logic.
So it'll be Kepa. It'll be Kepa, White, Mosquera, Calafiori, Hincapié.
Calafiori, left back or left centre back?
Left centre back.
Interesting. Okay.
If he was fit, then not, then I would go Norgard. I'd go Marino up top. I go Eze. I go Nathan. Ethan. His brother's Nathan. Do you see that?
Butler, oh, you're getting
his brother's. Bring his brother on. His brother can come on as well. Can't we get that ginger kid who was in the cup final picture from? There was a little ginger kid who was on the bench about 3 years ago, and no one knows his name. It was like Will. Yeah, I'll bring in. I'll just trawl the academies and go right. Fancy game, Butler, whatever. Just get him in, man. I don't.
Go on. So you said Norgard, Eze, Nwaneri midfield. Did you say Eze, or have I made that up?
Yeah, Eze.
Okay, and then you said Marino up top. So who?
Yeah, and then Martinelli.
And
I'd go Max.
Yeah, Max on the right, Martinelli on the left. Yeah, interesting.
But Arteta's going to do nothing like that.
What I would do is Kepa, White, Mosquera, Hincapié, Miles. I'd do a 4-2-3-1. So like Norgard, Zubimendi as like a conventional double pivot. Eze as the kind of 10 between the lines. Nwaneri on the right, Marino up top, Martinelli on the left. That's what I would go with. And then hopefully the game is going all right. Take Eze off. Even that, worst case scenario, we have to play Eze for 90 minutes. I think against Burnley, we can manage between Eze and Nwaneri and kind of rotate them around. See who plays. So that's what I would do. I would try get your likes of Eze off. It's only really Eze in there that I would be like, oof, don't really want to play him. So I would just go with that team, try to get that job done, take him and Zubimendi off if the job is done. And if it's not, just get the big boys on. What I think Arteta will do, this is the tricky one. This is so hard. He's really hard to read when it comes to rotation, I think. I almost think I've talked myself into the Zubimendi thing to the point where that's not actually going to be a thing, and maybe it will just be like the back five we both said. But I can't tell you who I think it will be. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a defender that plays that we don't want to start. But I couldn't tell you who.
Probably Timber.
Yeah, is White ready to start a game? I don't know.
So you could then see Timber and Mosquera. Because even see Timber, Mosquera, Gabriel, and Hincapié. That's probably more your Arteta lineup, because he's only changing. Well, effectively changing two, but you've got your two big boys there, and then you got either side. With and as you say, maybe with a Zubimendi and an Norgard, because I think he needs to give the other squad players some minutes. So I can see why he would be doing that. I wouldn't even be surprised if he started with Saka. Would you honestly?
No, I wouldn't. But
that's how mad it is. You wouldn't be surprised.
Just knowing that it wasn't 100%. All right, I'll go for it. What I think the gaffer will do, I think it will be Kepa. I think it will be White. I do think it will be the wholesale back five change. I think it will be Kepa, White, Mosquera, Hincapié, Miles. I think it will be Norgard. Do you know what? I'm going to go. I think one of Zubimendi or Rice is going to start. And I think because of Rice going off slightly injured or whatever, and Zubimendi not being there for Slavia Prague, I think it will be that. I think it will be Zubimendi, Norgard. I think Eze. I think Arteta is going to do what I said. I've talked myself into it. I am the gaffer.
Prediction? Score?
I've not got a great feeling about this one. I think when we're changing that many components and parts, and I think Brighton may go strong. Apparently, they didn't look amazing against Man United, and they looked a bit shit playing out from the back. But I don't know. I don't think we're going to be as.
I don't like. I don't like their manager. He's a little shit.
He's a prick. I can't stand him.
So and he will want to do one over. He will want to do us. So
I think we'll win it, but I don't think it will be convincing.
I'd almost be happy. I don't want to ever see us lose, but if we lost 2-1 and it was a close game and we didn't score from a set piece and Ethan scored a fucking curler, and we went out that way, I wouldn't be devastated because I do not want to be playing Liverpool in a two or Newcastle.
I want to go through. I really want to go through because when we've got Havertz, Madueke, Odegaard,
true.
I think we're thinking about our attacking depth right now while we're missing like 4 players.
Yeah,
I think I really believe we're going to be in a position where we can rotate and have an unbelievable team across multiple competitions. So I would really like to win to give us the best chance of getting into that place. But yeah.
Well, you better book your flight back for February then, mate.
Already done. No. I'll go 2-1, but I think there'll be some real nervous periods in there. I think
I'll go 2-1 Brighton.
Oh fuck yeah!
First time, mate. I never do it, but you know what I mean. I think we never got. I've got to predict us losing or not winning sometime, and I just think with that level of change, we've seen it before. Might be wrong, but we've also seen it go the other way. I mean, I think we was quite stodgy against Port Vale, but I think we probably just was in second gear in that. To be fair, it was training exercise, but yeah. I just think they might be a bit more bite about and Brighton have a little bit more motivation, and might just outmuscle us. I think it'll be a close game. I can't see them coming to do us 3-0 or us doing them 3-0. Depending, score team sheet effective, but I don't know. I 2-1 Brighton.
All right. Well, I obviously hope you're wrong. I always get quite excited.
I hope I'm wrong, but
curious / intrigued to see these teams where it's like a rotated team, like new relationships, new partnerships. Because, like, I don't know, a few years ago we did not click at all if it wasn't the same tried and tested 11. Whereas now we are seeing the level of relationships all over just feels like it's strong. So hopefully they come in and get the job done. But we'll leave it there. We've just gone past the hour. Is there anything else you wanted to mention before we get out of here?
All good.
Lovely stuff. All right.
Oh yeah. No, all good.
Sure.
Yeah, all good.
All right. It's obviously Monday night right now, so the game is on Wednesday. So lots of time if you're watching back to get this in your ears. Obviously, share it with all your friends. 4 clear at the top of the table. What did we say? We're 6 ahead of City, 7 ahead of Liverpool, I think. So it is going well. Hopefully, that Sunderland game is going to be interesting, by the way, in a couple of weeks.
Oh, I'm not well. Mr. Xhaka's going to be.
He's going to score a run.
Of course he is. He's going to be putting himself about a bit, isn't he? So, and it's up there as well, isn't it? Do you know what?
That's going to be a good one, I think. Atmosphere.
Did you see? The Sunderland limbs for when they scored their second goal. Mate, I've never. It's one of the most mental limbs I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's one of the best for sure.
Because you could see the both stands, and they were going for it, man. And it was like, yes, you know when you're like, go on, boys. Yeah, enjoy that one. One. Yeah, it's good.
All right. Lovely stuff, Uncle Mike. Pleasure as always. We will obviously hit the bell so you know when we go live, and we will be back hopefully after another win. But doesn't sound like we're too hopeful. But we'll leave it there. Top of the league, up the Arsenal.
Come on, you Rip Roaring Reds.